Before we dive into Henry VIII's quest for a male heir, make sure to watch our previous video on his early reign and marriage to Catherine of Aragon. I'm sure you've heard the news. Henry VIII's desire for a male heir led him to question his marriage to Catherine of Aragon. Catherine, a Spanish princess, was initially married to Henry's older brother Arthur. After Arthur's untimely death, Henry married his brother's widow to maintain the alliance with Spain. Despite several pregnancies, only one child survived infancy, a daughter named Mary. The lack of a male heir troubled Henry deeply, casting a shadow over his reign. He became convinced that his marriage to Catherine was cursed. Leviticus chapter 20 verse 21 stated, "If a man shall take his brother's wife, it is an unclean thing." Henry, a devout Catholic, saw this verse as a divine explanation for his lack of a son. He became fixated on the idea that his marriage was invalid in the eyes of God, and sought an annulment. This marked the beginning of Henry's tumultuous relationship with the Catholic Church. He believed he had found a loophole to break free from his marriage and secure a male heir. But he underestimated the complexities of religious law and the Pope's resolve. While Henry grappled with the Pope and his own conscience, a new figure captivated his attention: Anne Boleyn.
I refuse to be just another royal mistress. If you want me, you must marry me and make me your queen.
Anne, a lady-in-waiting to Queen Catherine, was everything Catherine was not: witty, fashionable, and fiercely intelligent. Anne's influence on Henry was profound. She fueled his frustration with the Church, encouraging him to break free from Rome's control and establish himself as the supreme head of the Church in England.
Henry, consider the ideas of reformers like William Tyndale. The Bible should be in English, and you should have greater control over religious matters.
Emboldened by Anne's support and his own growing impatience, Henry made a radical decision. He broke with the Catholic Church, declared himself the supreme head of the Church of England, and annulled his marriage to Catherine, paving the way for his marriage to Anne. This act of defiance sent shockwaves throughout Europe. It marked a decisive break with centuries of tradition and ushered in a new era of religious upheaval in England.
I'm not just a lady-in-waiting anymore, I'm a catalyst for change.
Anne Boleyn, once a mere lady-in-waiting, had become a pivotal figure in English history, the catalyst for a religious revolution. Her defiance and determination played a crucial role in Henry VIII's decision to divorce Catherine and reshape the religious landscape of England. Henry's quest for a male heir and his tumultuous love life are forever intertwined in the public imagination. He married 6 times, each marriage a chapter in his relentless pursuit of a son and a testament to his capricious nature. Anne Boleyn, his second wife, failed to produce the longed-for male heir. She gave birth to a healthy daughter, Elizabeth, but Henry, ever fixated on a son, grew disillusioned.
Anne, you have failed me. You are accused of adultery and treason.
Anne met a tragic end on the executioner's block. Her daughter Elizabeth declared illegitimate. Jane Seymour, his third wife, finally fulfilled Henry's desperate desire, giving birth to a son, Edward. However, Jane died shortly after childbirth, leaving Henry heartbroken but with the male heir he had so desperately craved. His subsequent marriages to Anne of Cleves, Catherine Howard, and Catherine Parr were a mix of political maneuvering, fleeting infatuation, and, in Catherine Parr's case, genuine affection and companionship.
My love for you is true, but I fear the consequences of your wrath.
These marriages, though less dramatic than his earlier unions, further illustrate the complex and often ruthless nature of Henry's personality. His divorces and annulments left a trail of broken lives and altered the course of English history forever. As the years passed, Henry VIII's once powerful and commanding presence began to wane. The weight of his decisions, his relentless pursuit of a male heir, and the physical toll of his injuries and illnesses started to show. Henry VIII's descent into madness was marked by erratic behavior, paranoia, and ruthless decisions. His once sharp mind became clouded, leading to a reign of terror that left a lasting scar on England. The court watched in fear as the king's sanity slipped away, and his actions became increasingly unpredictable and violent. Trusted advisors and courtiers found themselves at the mercy of the king's volatile temper. Accusations of treason became commonplace, and many who had once enjoyed the king's favor found themselves imprisoned or executed. Henry's paranoia extended to those closest to him, including his own family. The king's deteriorating mental state made it impossible for anyone to feel truly safe. The shadow of the executioner's axe loomed large over the court, a constant reminder of the king's capacity for ruthless retribution. Despite his descent into madness, Henry VIII's legacy endured. His creation of the Church of England, his 6 marriages, and his impact on English history remained etched in the annals of time. But the final years of his reign were a stark contrast to the vibrant and ambitious king he had once been. The once great monarch, now a shadow of his former self, left behind a kingdom forever changed by his rule. Henry VIII's story serves as a cautionary tale of the dangers of absolute power and the human cost of a king's unyielding ambition. Henry VIII's fall from a horse marked a significant turning point in his life. The accident left him with a severe leg injury that never fully healed, leading to chronic pain and mobility issues. This incident not only affected his physical health but also his mental state, as the once vibrant king struggled to come to terms with his new limitations. As a result, Henry's physical activity decreased, and he began to gain weight rapidly. His obesity became a defining feature in his later years, affecting his health and his reign as king. The chronic pain and immobility led to a more irritable and unpredictable ruler, further straining his relationships with those around him. In addition to his physical ailments, Henry's declining health exacerbated his paranoia and authoritarian tendencies. He became increasingly isolated, relying on a small circle of advisors and often making rash decisions that would have lasting impacts on the kingdom. The leg injury and subsequent health decline serve as a poignant reminder of the vulnerability and humanity of even the most powerful figures in history. Henry VIII's later years were marked by a stark contrast to the energetic and ambitious king he once was, offering a sobering conclusion to his tumultuous reign. As we reflect on the physical decline of Henry VIII, we gain a more nuanced understanding of the personal struggles that shaped his legacy. It serves as a powerful reminder of the fragility of human health and the far-reaching consequences it can have on leadership and governance. The story of Henry VIII's injury and its aftermath adds another layer to the complex tapestry of his life and reign, further cementing his place in history as a monarch whose personal and political life were deeply intertwined. As Henry VIII's life drew to a close, his physical condition deteriorated rapidly. The once formidable king, who had towered over his court with strength and authority, was now bedridden and plagued by a myriad of health issues. His obesity, coupled with a festering leg wound that refused to heal, left him in constant pain and misery. Gout and other ailments added to his suffering, and his once commanding presence was reduced to a frail and weakened state. In his final days, Henry VIII was haunted by the ghosts of his past. The faces of his executed wives and advisors seemed to loom over him, a grim reminder of the ruthless decisions that had marked his reign. The king's mind, once sharp and strategic, was now clouded with regret and paranoia. Surrounded by a dwindling circle of loyal attendants, Henry VIII faced the end of his life with a sense of isolation and despair. On January 28, 1547, Henry VIII passed away, leaving behind a kingdom forever altered by his rule. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy would continue to shape England for generations to come. The Church of England, established through his defiance of the Pope, remained a cornerstone of English religious life. His 6 marriages, each fraught with drama and intrigue, became the stuff of legend, capturing the imagination of historians and storytellers alike. Henry VIII's reign was a testament to the complexities of power, ambition, and human frailty. His story serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the profound impact one ruler can have on the course of history. The legacy of Henry VIII is etched into the very fabric of England, a powerful reminder of the king who changed the nation forever. As the final chapter of Henry VIII's life closed, the weight of his decisions and the cost of his ambition were laid bare for all to see. The once great monarch, now a shadow of his former self, left behind a kingdom forever changed by his rule. Henry VIII's story serves as a cautionary tale of the dangers of absolute power and the human cost of a king's unyielding ambition.